Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of My Scrappy Ideas. Today I'm back with another layout using the Simple Stories I Am collection. This is the second layout that I'm creating with it, and I have several more planned, so I hope you're enjoying them. I love this paper. So what I've started out with is this full background sheet that's kind of this brick pattern with the hearts, and then I picked out two papers from the 6x6 pad. And this one is the blue with the I am printed on it, and the other one's just a pink tone on tone with a flourish background. And so I thought those were good. They were contrasting, but since they're so light in color, they're not overpowering to the photos. And so I'm just going to stack them up behind the photo, and since they weren't going to show, I decided to go ahead and cut out a little section off both of them to save some of that paper for another layout. I'm not sure that I need to. I think I have plenty of paper to scrap. But since this collection, there's not as much of the light colors and the tone on tones, I wanted to keep as much of that paper as I could. Most of the paper has printing or a bolder print or something, and so I really wanted to keep the tone on tones as much as possible. So I punched out the chipboard letters of the I am to use on the layout, and I have this globe. I ended up taking the sticker one out and the chipboard shape because I wasn't quite sure which one I wanted, but I decided on the chipboard shape because I needed something with a little bit more dimension because I'm going to use the book and it's just a sticker. And then this little 3x4 cut apart sheet, I end up putting it behind the photo on the one side. I contemplated on bringing it across to the other side of the photos, but I decided I really didn't need it over there. I just wanted that pop of pink on this one side. And so then I'm looking through the embellishments for some more pink to repeat, and I found these two different banners. So the top one says enjoying the little things and the bottom one says loving life, and so I'm going to kind of use that as my subtitle title. The bottom's going to say I am loving life. And then the speech bubble says dreaming big, so I guess that would be my main title, is I am dreaming big. And these photos are of my daughter at school. They had opened a new campus, and so I had went with her one day to look at it, and she was showing me some of her favorite parts of the building and where she liked to hang out. And of course the library was the #1 place, and so I had just taken a couple of pictures of her inside and then one as we were walking in as well, and so I wanted to kind of include all of them on this layout. And so now I'm just taking, this is one of the bolder patterns, the black with the floral, and I punched it with the small scallop punch from close to my heart and trimmed it down, and I'm just going to put it underneath that blue pattern paper. It seemed like all of my stuff was still kind of floating and I needed some weight, and one way that you can get weight in your layout is to have something that's darker so that it appears heavier. And I chose the black as well because this is the same print that's on the I am chipboard letters, and so that's just going to help me repeat that down below. And so I'm going to add that black into all three of my in-cluster embellishments. So I'll find some more black off to the left side when I start building it up. And so this loving life banner, I decided to go ahead and just put some foam dots behind it so that it can get a little bit more dimension. And then these little chipboard circles with the hearts. I had a pink one and a blue one, and I'm going to use both of those over here to bring out more of that color. And the blue one, there's actually that printed on the paper right there, and I was just going to leave it, but I really liked having that pop, so I ended up adhering that chipboard blue circle with the heart right on top of where it's printed on the paper. So now I have this file folder tab, and I just want some repeats of this kind of peachy pink color around in the layout, and I'm going to start deciding where I want my 3 points to be in my cluster embellishments. And so I was thinking that I kind of wanted it up there, but I decided it was really not helping. It's actually causing more distraction there, and so I move it away, put my title back where I kind of wanted it, and I put it up there on that top photo, and that's just too much peachy pink all the way across. But where I have it right here, I actually have a little hole, and it's awkward, and it kind of traps your eye in. And so this turned out to be the perfect place to kind of put that little file folder tab, and it just helps fill in that awkward gap, and I can start building up that cluster right there. And so like I've said before, I kind of go around and around in my layouts. I don't build up one area completely, and I don't commit until I kind of know that it's going to work and I'm not going to have to pull it off, because I like using my ATG and it sticks really well, so I don't want to have to be pulling it up and risk messing up my paper or my layout. And so I've got that other little awkward spot down below on the photo fixed with a couple of little pieces from the ephemera pack. So I decide my title is how I want it. I've kind of balanced the color out. So I'm ready to go ahead and start adhering that down and then put that banner. And then I will go and find some more pieces. I know I need more color. I have that black up on top. I have the black down on the bottom. But I need to pull it over onto that left cluster. And so I will start looking for some black pieces. I know the key is going to stay, so it kind of goes there. But I'm going to tuck a little bit of the black paper in behind there. And then I have these little words that are on some of the chipboard pieces. And I just picked words that fit my daughter and where I was going with this layout. And so now I'm going to my sticker sheets and just looking for how I can finish balancing this off. So I had this little geotag and it says I am here, so I thought, well, that would be perfect. It's pointing right down to her as she's walking into her school. It's just very fitting for the theme of this layout. And then I went ahead and found another I am, and it was written in black, so I put it beside that key because I knew I needed something black there, and I've not been able to find anything else. And then I have this gold lettering that says courageous, and then one that says beautiful, and so I put the one at beautiful down at the bottom. I'm going to put courageous up by the key, and then I'm going to go back and keep hunting for something black to go up in there because I still need to pull that black over there. On this, I decided to go ahead and stamp my date in here before I got it built up too much and risked messing it up. And since I was so worried about messing it up, I stamped and wasn't careful and didn't look at the date, and I made a mistake and stamped the wrong year. So I will go back later. I find a small scrap piece of paper and I restamp it with the correct date and then cut it out and pop it right down over the top of it, and nobody will know except for you that have watched my video all the way through and didn't fast forward. So, okay, here's just a little strip of black, and I'm going to go ahead and tuck it up in there, and that's going to help, but I'm still going to be looking for more black because it's still not as balanced as the other two areas. And these are my enamel dots. I just put a few around. They're in the light aqua color, and that was pretty much the only color that I used on the layout, and I didn't use a whole lot. I just put a few in each one of the little embellishments. And then I'm going back through all the different sticker sheets and seeing what I can find. Haven't found anything, so now I'm thinking, well, what if I went ahead and put more enamel dots? I thought about putting some of the pinky peach colors in there, but none of them really matched. The colors in this pattern line, in the Simple Stories I Am, it's not pink and it's not orange, it's a peachy pink. And it's just really odd. I really had a hard time finding anything outside of the line that matched. And actually, just looking through the product that was in the collection, some of them didn't look like they matched. There were several different tones of that color in this collection. So I finally just kind of let go of my reservations on it and just went with the different shades of it. I think there's probably about 4 different shades of that peachy pink on this layout. So here's this little black banner, and I really liked it for the shape, but the wording really didn't fit and say what I wanted it to. And so I abandoned it fairly quickly. And then I found this little card, and it had the word brave on the black. And so I decided to cut it down, and I'm just going to tuck it up behind that file tab. And that brought that whole cluster together there. It balanced it out in its shape and in its color. So sometimes you just got to dig for a while, but I eventually finally got it where I wanted it. And then I still have another one of these little chipboard hearts that I'm going to try and do. And here's where I go, and it was on this little branding strip. There was some of that color, and I went and re-stamped it. And I'm just going to trim it down and put it over the top of where I had already stamped. So anytime you mess up, don't be afraid to re-stamp onto another piece of paper and build it in if you can. Or, you know, if I couldn't have repaired it, then I would have just stuck an embellishment over the top of it and put my date somewhere else. So don't let it get to you, and just, there's always a way to fix things. Now here are some close-ups of the layout. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy my videos and you're not already a subscriber, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Just click the button at the top, and you can see more of my layouts and my work on my blog at tiggerscrapplace.blogspot.com, and follow me on Facebook and my group at My Scrappy Ideas. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Bye!